Well, look at this. We got them on.
At the same time.
That's so fun. That's the first time that's ever. Look, we already got watchers. I love it. Okay, so it's here. It's here, you guys. It's here. It's here.
This is a very important show.
Yes.
Today.
So this is near and dear to my heart. Okay, this is near and dear to my life. So, this is the MADD show. To get mad.
Literally.
To kick off to the Get Mad and Shop events that we're having here every Saturday, where 20% of our overall sales go to MADD Michigan and the Walk Like MADD.
And when is the last day to participate in the shop or the MADD shop?
Why are you asking me that? I got to look at a date.
Sorry.
It's 3 Saturdays from this Saturday.
Because if our viewers are like me, they're going to want to know what the last day is, so we don't come on the day after.
Okay, so we'll get more into that, and the last one will be the Saturday before the 26th, so the 19th.
Okay.
So it'll be the 19th to Shop Like MADD, but we're going to talk, and it's a lead up to Walk Like MADD, which is the annual Walk Like MADD event that MADD has, and we'll get more into that too. But the reason we're doing this MADD show, and the reason we are talking about MADD, is because, like I said, MADD is near and dear to my heart. I lost several members of my family in 1980 to a drunk driver. And, my family was part of the rallying call for Christina Leitner, who fought to get MADD developed, to try to stop drunk driving, because it is not an accident. And that is one thing that I wanted to make sure that everybody knew, is that words matter in this world. And when somebody drinks and drives, or is drugged, or is on drugs and drives, or impaired in any way, it's not an accident, because we choose to impair ourselves and choose to get in the car to drive.
Absolutely.
Whereas accidents are human nature. So we want to refer to it as a crash. So yes, in 1980 I lost my family, and those of you who know me know the story. Both my brothers, my older brother Adrian and my younger brother Shane, my father Dean, and my stepmother Sherry were all killed in a crash in 1980. Myself ended up in the hospital for several months and had to go through years and years, and I'm still going through both mental and physical challenges due to it. So that is why I fight, because I'm a firm believer in saying that it is not, my story is being written, because I write my story. I did not write that. That happened to me. My story is making sure that my family's voice is spoken.
Absolutely.
So this is them, and this is why I do it. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
So this is not a sad show. Okay, this is not a sad show. This is a show to let you understand that we have people and organizations out there that will help to bring an end to 100% preventable crashes.
Absolutely. And we're also, for our new viewers who are a little bit closer to my age, this show is not only going to be just about informational purposes based on your body comp and alcohol. This is also going to be giving you guys this resources and some information if you need somebody to talk to, or if you or any of your loved ones have been affected by something like this. We're going to offer you some resources that can help you get along with these challenges.
And we have with us today two very, very fabulous people who work for MADD.
Absolutely.
And I work with them on a volunteer basis. I am the chair of the MADD Michigan Advisory Board, and I am going to introduce them now, because we are so happy and so proud to have Sue Strong, who is our, come on up, Sue. And what is your position with MADD?
Program coordinator.
You are the program, she is the program coordinator. She is also the liaison between the police department, both state and regular police. I guess I should say
law
city.
enforcement throughout the state.
Throughout the state. And she's here to talk to us. And then we have Michelle, who is the volunteer specialist for Michigan, right?
Yes. Yeah.
For Michigan. And we are so happy to have you guys join us. Thank you so much for coming and taking
Hi,
time.
Mom. Hi, Mom. I mean, your mom, Jason's mom.
So, and we're talking about drunk driving today. We're talking about, and we're in a vintage store, and I'm going to tell you, a lot of people look at MADD, which, by the way, I got to tell you, I was looking up, and the old MADD shirts go for a ton of money.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, the old MADD shirts from the 80s and 90s, they go for a ton of money.
Okay.
I have yet to find one.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Gotta
I looked
keep
them
our
up,
eyes
and
out,
each state has one, you guys. Each state has their own MADD shirts. So, like, I came across New Jersey's Walk Like MADD online from years ago, and then different MADD events. It's just funny. So everything old is worth something. Everybody's trash is one man's treasure. So, but thank you so much. So, my mom's on here too. And
Hi, Jason's mom.
Honestly, I swear.
we all do that. It's so funny. So I was at a store the other day, and somebody came up to me and asked me, "Oh, so how's your mom doing?" She watches all the time. I love it. So, you know, and my mother lost, not only was I injured severely, but my older brother, who is my mother's oldest son, she lost him as well. So that domino effect goes on forever.
Absolutely.
It really does. And, but who remembers in the 90s and in the 80s, seeing the cars out at the prom, stuff like that? We all remember that, right? And then it disappeared for a while, and now we're back, and we're back strong.
Period.
That's right.
So,
I did want to start it off on this very strong note, and especially for people who are not familiar with MADD, I do just want to stress to the viewers that are not familiar with MADD that MADD is not against drinking.
No.
MADD is against drunk driving.
Yes.
And I just want to make that very, very clear, and I'm going to start off with this quote that is extremely important to me and involves them talking to Jason's story. Since 1980, MADD reports that they have helped to cut drunk driving deaths in half and have saved around 350,000 lives and have helped more than 850,000 victims. And that could either be somebody who is extremely remote, or it could be an alternative friend or a friend of a friend. MADD has done a lot to not only help just the survivors, but also the victims as well.
So, you're 24.
Yes.
And I'm 52. We come from two different generations. Going to high school and stuff, did you hear a lot about MADD?
I personally did not.
No.
But when I was a freshman in high school, we did have a paper that we needed to write in health class about that, and I personally chose drunk driving. I did write a paper. I'm not sure if it did get sent into MADD, but I did pertain it to MADD,
Right.
because I did know about it at the
Right.
time when I was a freshman in high school. I can't speak for others if they knew about that, but I was aware for sure.
See, one of the things we want to work for, and the reason I have Sue and Michelle here, especially Michelle on this aspect with the volunteers, it's, we all need, kids in high school, you guys need volunteer hours to graduate, and this is a great way to get volunteer hours. It's a great way to understand MADD and to see what we do. But we're going to talk about donations first.
Just general donations?
Just general donations. Just general
Why
donations,
donate?
because one of the reasons that I do this show is because we get a lot of pushback on nonprofits and the use of the donations and what they actually go for.
And that's unfortunate because that's other brands' faults
It is.
for not taking their donations and putting them in
It
the correct
is.
spot.
And, there's history in all organizations, give it nonprofit or not, that, bad people create and cause issues. And, MADD's not exempt from that. So, that's in the past. And I know that the people today with MADD are trying to pull a better reputation than they had back then and make people understand that MADD is here to help them.
Absolutely.
So what happens if I give you some money for MADD? What happens to that?
You should pull the jug out.
I mean, you can go ahead and designate your money to go towards something specific. And which we had a donation where the donor wanted the money to go strictly towards a
So just for this.
a sign off the expressway.
Oh yeah.
So so that was
Like a billboard.
A billboard.
Yeah.
Thank you. I can think of the word.
Yep.
So they had to set all that up.
Oh,
but
so the
just-
donation was for the billboard.
It was for the billboard
So you-
only
okay.
in a specific city as well.
But let's
But
talk.
for just the general donation, though, the general donations that come in, they will go ahead and they go towards our programs that we have. We have underage drinking prevention programs, Power Youth, Power Parents, because kids start drinking at 10 years old, people.
They do. Can you believe that? 10 years old. Yeah, you can believe
You're a
that.
product of your environment.
So that happens. So really having the parents involved in that would be super helpful. And then also the monies will go towards victim services materials. We have brochures with for the grieving portion, like for spouse grieving, of losing a husband or a wife or loss of a child. So there's all that.
So
It's all kinds of.
there's all
everything
different
goes back
ways
to the
that
community.
that it goes back to the community. I guess what my viewers and what the people want to know is that these actually go towards helping the victims.
Yes.
Yes.
That MADD uses grants for pay for the
Correct.
most part, and that and different forms of revenue. So that way, and you heard her, people. If you're going to donate something large to MADD, monetary wise, then and you want it for a specific thing, you can request it. So if you want a billboard up or something like that, do it, because that's how you're going to get the word out.
Absolutely. Now, if you are a person who would like to donate, but let's just say hypothetically you don't live in this state, or you're from Michigan but now you're out of state, and they see that we have our MADD jug out, but how is there another way for them to be able to donate?
To donate to Michigan?
Correct.
They could go to the MADD Michigan website.
Okay, awesome. I wasn't sure
And
if
there's a
was website.
donate block there that they can click on.
Okay,
and
awesome.
it would go to Michigan.
You guys hear that?
And
There's
you
a
can-
button for that.
Yes, you can easily type in maddmichigan.com. You don't have to put in anything, or .org. I'm sorry. Well, if you do .com, .org pops up.
Oh, okay.
But you want to make sure you are on MADD's site if you're going to donate. So please verify that with all these crazy sites out there. MADD.org, O-R-G, is the actual MADD site on any state or national.
Right.
So, so they can donate by doing it this way. Oh, by the way, I have that check for you.
Okay.
I love how it pops into my
Right.
head. So, we got a new sponsor, and they dropped the check off here, so I have to give it to her. So they can go on the website. They go on MADD Michigan website. They can donate individually. They can donate to, whatever they want.
So
on
you
that
could be a person
aspect.
who's not from Michigan and still donate to
Oh, yeah.
Michigan.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
even to go off on some other ways you can donate
Yes.
is you can start a team, you can join a team, you could just donate to the MADD Michigan team.
Well, in general,
that's
we're
for-
talking. We're
yeah,
going
we're
to talk about
talking
the walk
in
in a minute.
general.
No, that's okay.
No,
No.
we're still going to
So
hit that.
we're going to go into that
We're getting
next.
to the walk in the MADD people.
We're excited about the walk.
See, I
okay?
love it.
We're excited about
See,
the walk.
This is the whole point of this.
Bad girl.
Both of these ladies hear the most gut-wrenching stories all the time. They see people when they're at their worst. They see people when their entire world has collapsed. And being able to do that on a daily basis and still sit here and laugh, that's what shows hope to those people. So this is what I wanted you guys to see, that we are not all down and sad.
Right.
So, I'm going to fall off my chair.
I
That
know you
would get
wanna-
some followers. So,
We got the twins.
I know, right?
Leaned over.
So, you talk about Walk Like MADD. There's all different ways you can donate. You can donate to your local MADD, which is if you're in another state and you want to donate and you can't find us, donate there. The money all goes to the same place. Each state does have a different events that they do, and we have Walk Like MADD coming up. And Walk Like MADD, why don't you tell us about Walk Like MADD, since you started talking about teams?
Now it's my time. All right, sorry for getting a little ahead of myself, but yeah, Walk Like MADD is coming up, and so there's a couple ways to participate. We're looking for people who might want to volunteer just at the day of the event, help us set up registration.
What is the event? Explain what the event is.
The event is Walk Like MADD, so it's our mission critical fundraiser throughout Michigan that helps us raise funds. Because as Jason mentioned, we are majorly funded by grants. So donations and fundraisers are very important to our mission. So we have a couple coming up. So do you have those dates handy by chance?
The 26th?
The
Saturday the
26th,
26th is
in
Detroit.
Grand Rapids.
Yeah, the Detroit one, which is taking place in downtown Rochester.
At Rochester Municipal Park.
Is August 26th. Don't interrupt me.
Sorry. She's going to throw something
Rude,
at me.
rude. And then we have one in Grand Rapids that will be September 16th. And then there's actually another one that two victim volunteers are doing, Southwest Michigan in Coldwater, and that is September 23rd.
That makes me so happy that now we've gone, because I started with MADD as a volunteer going on 3 years ago, and we're about to flip into the fourth, and there was only the one walk.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
There was only the one walk
We did have Grand Rapids twice.
before, and then they stopped
Yeah,
because of
they stopped.
COVID and different things.
Yeah.
But now we're up to 3.
Up to 3.
I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Very exciting.
You know, we live in a society where, and we'll go back to the walk, where a lot of people consider that, you know, oh, I don't need to hear it. I don't need it. It's not. It won't happen to me. Mm-hmm. How many times do we hear that?
Yep.
At VIPs?
And when you hear that statement, I would just like you to think that it only takes 6 minutes for alcohol to start affecting your brain, but it only takes seconds for you to make a life-changing mistake.
Yes.
Very good point.
Yes. So, we the part of the walk up to this with the walk like MADD is we want to get it out there that, you know, we are doing everything we can to try and stop and curb drinking and driving, because like she said, MADD is not about you not drinking. It's about you not getting behind the wheel. You know, I do VIPs, victim impact panels with Sue. Mm-hmm. And that's when we speak to first and second offenders. And I tell what happened to me, and then a lot more. Trust me, I'm a talker. I forgot my train of thought on that. Isn't that awful?
No, we have so many things going on.
I
It's
know.
okay.
But anyways, so I forgot where I was going with that.
You were going with that is that everybody thinks it won't happen to me.
Yes, thank you. And we hear that from them until it happens. Now they don't know what they're going to do because, you know, they're out $10,000 to $12,000.
Yeah.
They have to sit through all of these traffic schools. They've got to come see us and listen to my wrenching story or anyone else's wrenching story, because there are bad victims everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Everywhere. So what else about the walk that you can tell us about? So what is the walk? What do they do there?
So it is this will be my first walk, so I'm very excited to see it in person.
It's my first walk too.
Oh, good. We'll be happy to have you. So from what I know about it, it's just a way for victims and survivors to kind of come together and celebrate the lives of the loved ones that they lost, or maybe just kind of walk for the mission, you know, how it kind of impacted them, because when you think of drinking and driving, yes, you can kill someone, but you can also leave them with maybe a brain injury or maybe an amputation. So it really kind of goes all around on the way it can affect different people.
And also
Yes.
take that same exact statement and use it speaking for yourself. You could hurt yourself.
Oh,
You
absolutely.
could leave
Yes.
yourself with a life-changing injury, and you know, knock on wood that unfortunately, if that ever happened, you don't hurt somebody else, but it would still be life-changing if that happened to a single
extremely.
person. And I think a lot of people don't think of that. Their first reaction is like, well, I didn't hurt another person. Okay, that's great, but what if you hurt yourself?
Right.
Then, like, who's going to be there to tell your story or to, you know, tell your family what happened? There won't be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and during the walk we have teams, which she talked about, and each of the team will have a captain, but the teams are made up of victims. So myself, we have a Time Warp Vintage team to honor my family, and we decorate the tent to what, like this year I'm going to do what my older brother, what I think that he would have done, because he could play any instrument that he picked up. He got what my mom's uncle got. I think it was my mom's uncle. Mom, if I'm wrong, please let me know. But where you can play anything. So we're going to decorate it as like music. And music I think he'd like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I know that like Mia, her family will do butterflies, stuff like that. So, you know, decorating it, we're honoring those we lost. And we're doing it in the fashion to where we can hopefully make it so that it doesn't happen to somebody else.
Absolutely.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Spread the awareness.
Yes, and it's not a sad event, would you say? It can be.
It can be, but no,
But-
we're there to make it
Powerful.
a happy, powerful day for the victims.
Yes,
We don't want to bring everybody.
no.
Celebration
And
of life.
you will see crying there. You will see crying there because these people lost the people that they love. You know, in a completely 100% preventable crash.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And they are preventable. They are completely preventable. And we talk about them and we do that, and then we walk around and there's signs out with everybody's picture. We're having pizza this year.
Yeah,
And
Little Caesars.
yep. And so we will get into that in a moment, our collaboration with Little Caesars. But what else about the walk? Is there anything else that I maybe forgot to mention?
So I'll just restate that you can join a team by visiting our website, and we'll be sure to include these at the end.
Absolutely.
And yeah, you can join a team. You can start a team. Join the MADD Michigan team.
All of that information too. All of the links that you need to be able to get into the Walk Like MADD teams, to join a team, to create a team. As well as the MADD Michigan links and all of that if you want to volunteer or are available on our site as well.
Yeah.
Or honestly, we might just copy and paste them and put them in the comments of this video just to make
We'll
it a
do
little
that
bit
as well.
easier.
But you can also go to www.timewarp.com, or you can hit any of our social medias. They're on all of it.
Yeah.
Or go to MADD.
Yeah, facebook.com/MADD Michigan.
So Sue, you got Walk Like MADD August. We went through that. Southeast Michigan. So that's awesome that they're doing that.
I know, isn't that so cool?
So you've got 2 victims. There's not even a MADD personnel down there, right? Right now.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got 2 victims, and this is where it comes in that how we are the voice of those we've lost.
Absolutely.
And I can tell you, I've got 4 voices, including mine, and I'm loud. I am loud. And so it's very important to understand that these people down there are taking it upon themselves to make sure that their loved ones are held up on that pedestal and said, look at these people, they mattered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think that's fantastic.
I think that's
I wish
amazing.
more people would do that.
I think their website's only been up about 3 weeks,
Yeah.
and they've already raised over $1,000.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, they're beating us.
I didn't know that. That's great.
That is fantastic.
I didn't know they got that.
And also, tell your friends that live in northern Indiana, they can come right up there if there's not one close to them. Shipshewana, you're not far from there. So I love Coldwater. If you ever get a chance to go down there, they have the best retro drive-in theater.
Oh, really?
All redone in retro. Oh my God, it's so much
cool.
fun. It looks just like it stepped right out of the '60s, and I'm talking like the art pop '60s.
Oh, cool.
It was pretty cool.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. So Coldwater's where it's at.
Yeah.
And no, Time Warp's where it's at. Coldwater's where you go after. So
Exactly.
It's
After the
happening right now here.
right. So did you want to say something?
Sure.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it looked like you were about to say something.
I was reading for sure.
Okay, go ahead.
This is one of my Did You Knows
Okay, go
for
ahead.
today, but it is
Yep.
still pertaining
Yep.
to MADD.
Perfect.
According to the CDC, alcohol is the cause of more than 46, which is almost half of all 40% of traffic deaths. And if you logically break those numbers down, that's way too many. That's way too many if you think about it. So we have 46% out of all traffic deaths, which is going to be 40%, all result in
That's the
alcohol.
CDC. That's across the country.
Yeah.
Across the country.
That's across the country.
And again, this is not just pertaining to Michigan. This is also going across all 50 states.
I've got
nationwide.
Michigan right here.
Don't you worry.
Don't you worry, you're not left out.
But speaking of all around the world and including Michigan, which Jason is about to tell us, I would like to keep this in mind the whole rest of the show. The CDC also says that every 120 seconds, someone is injured in a drunk driving accident, and that does not mean that it's fatal. But unfortunately, someone is behind the wheel under the influence of alcohol and did cause some commotion.
Correct. And injuries may be as simple as a cut to as bad as
Whiplash.
No, to as bad as paraplegic.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
As bad as as bad as to where you are in a comatose state.
Like literally anything besides death is an injury.
Yes.
Correct.
Literally anything.
Yeah.
Correct. And I'm going to tell you, Sue, like I said, Sue and I, we work with the people who do this. And so it's funny, the stories we hear, and we're not going to get into them, but it's always, I didn't think it was going to happen to me. I was just a few inches from home. I was just this. I was just that. You know what? A crash can happen in your driveway.
Literally.
It can happen in your driveway. And don't wait till it happens to you because it's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous thought. And I know I come from a situation where it happened to me so early in life, so therefore I go through life knowing that anything can happen to me.
Right.
You know, living your life knowing anything can happen to you makes you take steps to protect yourself.
For sure.
And so you have to remove that aspect of it won't happen to me. Because, you know, it will happen to you. So Michigan, speaking of what you were saying, I'm going to say over the last 3 years, 4 years?
4 years.
Over the last 4 years, we're talking 1,831 people were killed.
Wow.
1,800 people. And I can guarantee you that you know you know one of them in some aspect or another.
Right.
Because any type of this type of thing, getting in the car and drinking, it's a domino effect.
Yes.
It spreads around.
It spreads out. It spreads out like cancer. It spreads out like cancer. So, you know, in 2019, the year before COVID hit, 419 people were killed, right? Then in 2020, when everybody was supposed to be staying home, drinking at home, it went up.
Yeah.
It went up.
It did.
You know, it went up to 453 people were killed because they had to get to the liquor store to get more liquor. I'm assuming.
We could also add that into the same aspects of, like, people could be unfortunately losing loved ones during, like, the time of COVID, and they're unfortunately doing some horrible things, you know what I'm saying, to try to make themselves feel better.
To get through the trauma.
Exactly, but on the other hand, they're not even thinking about the traumatic incidents that could also be happening at the same time.
Yes.
Yep.
2020, 453. Then, okay, I want you guys to pay attention to what I'm saying here. 2021, 505. 2022, down a little bit, but still high, 454. What do you see there? You see it inching its way up.
It's not going down.
It's inching its way up. You know, injuries, you've got 25,626 injuries. So the state of Michigan just changed their insurance laws, right? So you could pick if you wanted to do, but I'm going to tell you one of the reasons that we have such high insurance. It's because, and part of it is drinking and driving, because if you injure somebody and it goes beyond what they have to cover it for life. Yep. And, you know, if they're a paraplegic or if they have trauma in their brain, they're on that for life.
Right.
And we have victims that have passed away after 30 years of that. Who have passed, you know what I mean? So this is what these situations are making your insurance skyrocket. We just recently signed State Farm as a small sponsor who hopefully will go national later. And she's the one who told me, you know, that if you get a drunk driving and you are the head of the household, it is up to the insurance company if they drop the entire household.
Or just you.
Or just you.
Wow.
So the implications really spread out.
It is. And, I mean, they'll do a waiver. Some will do a waiver for you that will say, you promise you will never drive that car, blah, blah, blah. But if you have teenage kids who are driving cars and the insurance through your name, guess what? You're going to have to not only explain to your significant other why you are in jail and they need to come get you and pay X amount of money, but you got to explain to your kids why they can no longer drive their car.
Right. Yeah, there's about over like $1 billion a year is lost due to like car insurance, hospital, loss of work.
Right.
You know, so.
And I can pretty much guarantee you that if the person who hit us, he was that killed my family. He was a career alcoholic. And MADD does not deal with alcoholism. MADD, that is a whole nother world that you need to go to. MADD deals only with the fact that if you're getting in that car, that's the only thing. And it's just, I don't know. It's just, I could go on for hours. So I'm going to let you guys talk. So
I do have a couple of questions.
Okay.
Yeah, they're on the later side of things. So we do have a couple of things behind us that I would like to bring into the front of the camera because I feel like they're important.
With this one?
Yes.
Yeah,
please,
and then Michelle will talk about this in a moment.
So I'm just going to give our viewers the basicness of it, but I don't know that much about it.
Okay, those of you watching, scan and order. Scan and order. Scan and order. Scan and order. Come on now.
So, like how Jason was saying, literally screenshot it for sure. This will be on our front counter up until
Oh no, it'll be on there until we decide to not do it with them anymore.
Okay, awesome.
It's late September.
So if you are,
Oh,
Yeah,
great.
it all depends on the
Yeah.
time frame.
Yeah.
If you are the type of person, which it is in human nature, that in order for you to donate, if you need a little bit more incentive, this is going to be a great way to do that.
Yes.
So not only are you
Scan the
donating,
code.
Scan the code.
so not only are you donating
Scan
to a
it.
great cause, you are also getting something in return
Yeah.
to feed yourself or
Yeah.
your family as well.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much getting two birds with one stone. You're getting something in return, but you are also donating and you are sending some monetary funds to a great cause.
So we just recently got together with Little Caesars, and we are collaborating with Little Caesars, and Michelle will explain that.
Yeah, so Jason really helped us secure our partnership with Little Caesars, and so we're selling pizza kits. Not only are we selling pizza kits that you can buy online through our QR code, but you can also help us sell these by share. We'll give you a different QR code, but you can also help us sell the pizzas if you'd like by just posting on your Facebook, maybe emailing to a couple friends.
Those of you I know had better share this.
No, honestly, same.
So we have when you go to buy we have a couple different pizza kits. I think it's
There's a
Cookies
dessert.
and brownies on
Yes,
there,
there's a
too.
dessert
Like there's
pizza
a lot of
kit.
stuff
Yeah.
on there.
And I think it's like $21.99. You can get a 2 pizza kit.
Yeah.
It ships right to you.
There's all different prices, but that was one of the
for the
cheaper
2
ones.
pizza
Yeah.
kits.
And
Yeah.
now, honestly, you're saying some things that are super great, and it's making little light bulbs go off in my brain. Like, the 2 pizza kits are not only a bang for your buck, but this is a great way to skip the bar, hang out with your family at home, cook a pizza together, watch a movie, eat it together, and be safe and hang out. Because, again, Matt is not against drinking. Matt is
No.
against drunk driving.
There was a what's that?
Big difference.
Yeah, there is a big difference. You know, a lot of people, and I know I'm going to see comments on here because I've seen them before, that say that we are, and I'm going to forget the words again.
Neo-prohibition.
Neo-prohibition. And we are not neo-prohibition. There may have been a turn in the 90s. Who knows? I don't know. That's in the past. I know I live in the past because we have time, we're vintage, but there's a certain
Different.
past. We don't.
We can let go of something.
But,
Right, yeah.
but we're not. It has nothing to do with that. We don't care how much you drink. We do. Don't kill yourself.
Just be
but
safe.
We don't care. Go out, have fun.
Get a ride share. Get a designated driver.
Yes.
Yeah.
Call that friend that said to call him anytime you need help.
Literally.
know.
Call up your homegirls, call up your homeboys, sit together and talk about how much an
Pre-plan.
Uber XL is going to be. They still offer those. Uber XLs, I believe, can carry anywhere up between 6 to 8 passengers. And from my personal experience, it is not any more than $40 for like a 25, 30-minute
Well,
ride.
the thing is that when you're drunk, they will take you home.
Right.
Because 9 times out of 10, if you have the app, you don't have to pay.
Right, but
Right.
this is for people who might be feeling like a little bit weary of
Yeah.
taking advantage of those third-party
Right.
shares. Because again, like a lot of people my age, at the age of 24,
Mm-hmm.
I was just telling Michelle this earlier, they think that it's corny to like have to call somebody. They think it's stupid that they have to call somebody. I can handle it. I can do it myself.
Okay,
I've done
so
it
we
before.
had a girl in one of our classes and one of our VIPs that said, you know what, everybody does it. I got pulled over in Utica, and everybody there parties and drives drunk.
Okay, but that's totally different.
But the
Everybody
thing
might party,
is-
but not everybody drives drunk.
Right. You know what I mean? But that mentality is what we have to switch.
Absolutely, and I think
It's
being
the people that she was hanging with.
Absolutely. It's the people
Yeah.
she was hanging around with that had a bad mentality. But the moral of me saying this is that Uber and Lyft XLs are not expensive. And this is coming from a person who is 24 years old. If you can afford to go out and drink all night, you can afford that Uber home. And that's just how I personally feel about it.
And you know, even think about the cost aspect for you. It's going to cost you $10,000-$12,000 to go
Now.
for it. And yeah, now think about inflation. Think about
And
how
that's
much
only-
it's gone up the past couple
The
of years.
fees are
Yeah,
have to pay
but
the
that's
cost-
only if you make it out alive or make it out without killing somebody.
Right.
Yes.
Which
Or hurting
there's
someone.
so many more implications involved with all of that.
So-
but if finances are your only thing, a
Your
$40
Mormon
Uber
Steve are so
ride
funny.
is going to be so much.
Cost effective.
Yes.
Oh, I love
Yes.
this.
Honestly, if you want to think about it in that route, do it that way.
and it's
gonna.
just-
Think outside the box.
Literally, would you rather pay $40 or $20,000 in fees? Or would you rather
Call
pay
someone.
$40 Or pay with your life.
So one of the things that I tell the VIPs when I talk is I'd rather wake up in the bushes, embarrassed for 5 minutes,
Sure.
than wake up in prison or not wake up.
No, literally.
Yeah.
That's
I
why
don't know.
that's
Wake
why
Embarrassment
our
goes
up,
away.
found out you hurt somebody else.
Or even, okay,
Wake
so,
up and find out you killed somebody.
yes, and
Right.
somebody told me, oh, they'll arrest you in the bushes. Okay, fine. Arrest me in the bushes.
That's
Because
You're not
way
getting
less-
arrested
that's
for...
overnight in the drunk tank.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not
They're
comparable.
letting you home.
Yeah.
So there are ways. And one of the things that we run into with Uber and Lyft is the fact that if you have somebody who, we get a lot of people who are afraid to pick up intoxicated people.
because there has been some horrible
Yes.
individuals who have put a bad name to
Because
helping
MADD
drunk
works with
drivers.
Uber. Uber works with MADD, and we try, but you know what? It's still up to the person who's picking the person up.
100%, because if you're mean and belligerent, I don't know what's going to happen
Right.
when I'm driving.
And when you're drunk and really drunk, you can't tell somebody not to be mean and belligerent if they already are.
I was going to say, because
So
that
they
just
get
makes it
scared.
even more.
So they get
Like,
scared. So that is an issue that we battle as a community, no matter where you are. But, just if you're going to drink and you're going to call somebody, don't be an ass.
Honestly.
You know.
Pretty
So,
straightforward.
volunteer.
No, seriously, short, sweet, and to the
I
point.
second that. Just get your rent.
Yes.
Just get home and...
Because you know what? I would love to be able to have my brother Adrian call my mom and talk to her.
Mm-hmm.
I would love for my brothers, both my brothers and my dad, to meet my sister, who I met for the first time in a while. You know what I mean? For the first time in a while. For the first time ever. And so,
You met her in past life.
pay attention to what you're doing, because you might want to see your child grow up.
Right.
Yeah, and I'll just say, if there's any young viewers out there, calling your parents, no one ever wants to do that, but just try to remember the consequences.
They would
and-
absolutely love to get your call at 4 a.m. rather than to never get your call at all.
Absolutely.
Right.
Just weigh the pros and cons here,
They're
Like,
not-
they might not be happy with you, but they're going to be happy that you
Are
were
alive.
at least
Right.
responsible enough not to drive.
'Cause
or let a drunk friend drive.
Oh, 100%, because I am one of those friends that always says, because my phone's always on Do Not Disturb, which means you have to call me twice for me to
the
get it.
call.
You guys
There you
know.
go.
But they know that if they call me twice, I will answer. It might take me 10 minutes to get there, but I'm always the mom friend. They
That's
know.
great.
They always know that they could call David and myself, and that we're usually always there because we are grandmas. We're in the house by like 8:30. So like all of our friends are out partying. They call us, and we'll
So
give them
much
the
different
ride.
world from when I was 24.
Because
Thinking, what?
the world is scary, and I like my bed and my four
See,
cats.
the difference for us is back then we didn't know the world was scary because it wasn't thrown in our face.
I know, 100%. But like honestly, speaking on a very true note, and when
And you can't prove any of it.
my friends, they own a bar in downtown, and my boyfriend David and I, we spend a lot of time down there. Not only just to drink, but I'm not really a big drinker. I just like the vibes and the music, and
Socialize.
I love to be around other people
Yeah.
and just talk to people. And I would love to eventually at some point get a MADD poster in there.
Well,
I
I'm
think
going to
that they
tell
would love
you.
it as well.
I'm going to tell you. Bars have a hard time with, not just with MADD, just with the drinking and driving aspect of
For
it,
sure.
because they can be held responsible.
For sure,
if
they're
not
also
done- if it's done egregiously.
Oh, absolutely. They're also a really respective bar.
And I
this-
don't mean them in person. I'm just saying bars in general.
Oh no, for sure. But this specific location actually has like a good rep of like the people who have owned it in its past
We
life.
could get
have-
bars on board. Trust me,
like
a lot would
you
change.
know the term old heads. You have just like your old heads. They come and they hang out. They have their 1-2 beers, and then they go home at the end of the day. They are there and they're on their regular. They have one drink and then they leave. But for the younger kids that come down to downtown Detroit, I'm speaking for myself too. They need that, Jason. Like
Right.
it's, even if they feel like I know I'm speaking for my friend Kevin and Rachel who own the bar. I know that they would like that, and I know that it would also help the people that do come to their their bar as well. If anything, I feel like it just, even if subliminally they don't talk about MADD, the people will read that and they will think about it on their way home.
Oh,
Even
they
if
will.
it's just like 1 second thought before you get in
Absolutely.
your car, it
So-
can help.
Real quick, before we get off from the Little Caesars, where can they find that?
So I don't have the website offhand right now.
No, but is it not on our MADD website yet?
It's not on our MADD website, but it is on our Facebook right now.
Is it on Instagram yet?
Yes, it's on
Okay.
Instagram.
You can just come and see
So
us.
you can come see us, but you can go on to Little Caesar's site and go you can type in MADD.
Yep.
And all of the pieces will come up because a portion of each order that you get goes towards MADD in the fighting. I'm going to tell you, Little Caesars was extremely excited to become a partner with, and thank you, Michelle. I know you're watching. Thank you, Michelle, for everything you've done, and for Kelly. I know you're watching too. So go onto their site. It's on my Facebook page. It's on our company's Facebook page. It's on our. You can find it on Facebook, Threads, I guess it's called X now, Twitter, our Instagram, and our website. I already have it up on all of those, so you guys can go into any of those and you can scan it. You can go on the MADD Facebook as well as the MADD Walk Like MADD.
Yep. Facebook.com/MaddMichigan. And you can also visit our walk websites at walklikemad/Detroit.
Are we going to get that onto that? Is it possible to do that?
Onto that flyer?
Onto the MADD Michigan site and onto this, so that way people can just go on there and scan it.
Sure.
Because I think this needs to be everywhere, and we need to use that because you don't have to have it delivered. I know a lot of people are concerned that it gets soggy outside. There are pickup options.
There are, and there's actually in-store coupon codes too that you can use, and we'll still get a portion of the proceeds. But Michelle, as you mentioned before, I'm Michelle, but the other Michelle from Little Caesars also mentioned that they have a very good system of they semi-freeze the pizzas, so when it's sent out, like they are very conscious about quality control.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know if you guys ever had a Little Caesar's Pizza Cut,
They're
but
nation.
I did a while ago.
Yeah.
And they are good.
Yes.
I'm excited to order my own for sure.
So go on and order those.
Oh, that sounds good.
So the dessert pizzas. I'm excited for the dessert pieces. They have the apple one, and
Ooh,
cookies
I
and
didn't
cream.
even notice that.
Yeah, they have
one
the cinnamon
yet.
apple or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. The twins will turn into triplets.
In no time, right?
Okay, so that's one way you can do it to help with the Walk Like MADD. You can go on and you can donate. You can come to that. You can join a team. Create a team.
Join
if
our
somebody
team.
in your
Time Warp's team,
yes,
Michigan's
or
team.
if you have a family or you guys have somebody in your family that was affected by a drunk driver in any way whatsoever, please join it. Create a team.
Yeah, create a team. Absolutely.
Create a team. Come and share who these people are to you.
And I believe it's a $20 registration fee to just start a team. You could even have a team just with yourself while you're
It's
working
not
on
really a
recording.
fee, it's more of a donation.
Donation, excuse me. Yes, of
I mean,
course.
it's a requirement to get on the
Because
team.
again,
but it is a donation
MADD
T-shirt.
to get a t-shirt. Yeah.
And MADD is primarily funded through grants and fundraising. So again, yes, not a fee, but a donation.
I want you to show them your shirt.
Yes,
The
this
front
is
and
last
the
year.
back.
This is last year, one step at a time, one step closer.
Now give me the old spin.
Oh, a little
Look at that.
sponsorship. We
We've
do
been-
have sponsorship opportunities.
We do.
So I do have a
And-
question about the shirt and
Yes.
about the walk as well.
Yes.
So, and I also want to make this super clear.
Show the shirts.
I will be part of the walk-in. David will be there as well. So, if you would like to see some familiar faces, I will be.
Jump
walking
on her
Jason.
team.
Yes.
She has a team, or not a team. She has donation page on my team. But, go to her page and you will be able to see it.
And I just want to clear up for the people who might be interested in the walk. When they initially sign up and they do make that first donation of $20 or $25, do they get the shirt? Or is that something that they have to sign up for afterwards?
No, they get the shirt.
Well, it'll ask you for the size and stuff like
Okay,
that. But
gotcha.
there is a
Register,
time frame.
yeah.
Okay.
There is a time frame. I'm going to tell you there is a time frame to do it. When is the shirts no longer going to be available?
You need to do it by Thursday to register for you can get the guarantee.
So, like, Thursday
for a
this week?
T-shirt. I'm ordering the T-shirts
Yeah.
Friday.
So
Okay.
by this Thursday, jump on, run, don't walk, to your nearest computer, grab your phones, get on there, go on to Walk Like MADD Detroit 2023, and join our team, Time Warp Vintage, join the MADD team, join any team, create a team, so you get your t-shirts by Thursday. After
Call me. Or else they can
Call Sue.
me.
Right.
Or call Sue,
Or
yeah.
call Sue. But the thing is even if you don't get a t-shirt because the t-shirt time lapse, you can register for a team all the way up to the day, right?
Yes, day of.
To the day of. You can even come to the walk and pay your team thing there and
Right,
show up.
yeah.
We would like to know if
We
you're
are
coming
ordering
now.
extra cheese.
We would.
Just a little RSVP.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun, you guys. It really is, and it's a good walk. And that park is stupid gorgeous.
Yeah.
So we're not only getting out and we're bettering ourselves and our cardiovascular health, but we're also participating in a very important cause. And we're also we're getting together for the celebration of life and for the recognition that some of these lives, that no matter how old or young that they were, it was just too soon for them to leave, for sure.
So,
Can I mention one more thing?
Yeah.
Just one more thing about the volunteers and trying to
We're gonna-
secure
yes.
t-shirts and all of that. If you're interested in sponsoring our walk, we have sponsorships that start as low as $250.
Is it 250 or 500?
It is $250.
It's 250.
Yep.
Okay.
And goes up. So if you want to do a sponsorship, even just the main level, be sure to try to start. Be sure to try to sponsor soon so we can make sure to get you on the t-shirt.
For sure.
But if you miss the t-shirt deadline, we're still going to
We'll give you a big hug.
We'll give you a big hug, first of all. Second of all, we're gonna give you a million shout outs on Facebook.
Yep.
You're gonna have signage at the event at
And
the
you will
water
have
coolers.
first chance at shirts the next year you sponsor.
Sounds good to me.
Yep. So, real quick before
We'll
we
make
get
it
to
work.
Sue on that, how else? Walk aside.
Yeah.
You're the volunteer specialist.
I am,
So
yeah.
tell us on a general basis how they get a hold of you to volunteer.
Yeah, so the best way to contact me is michelle.lanthier@madd.org. Of course, you can call our number 2.
What is the phone number that a victim should call?
Can you help me out?
248-528-1745.
248-548.
528.
Is it on here somewhere?
No.
Okay.
Try again.
Say it again.
248-528-1745.
Okay.
I get the phone.
And that will be also posted in all the comments on the comment page and on our site and everything so that you can call them.
Hey, Sue,
Any other ways?
why don't you tell me that number one more time? I'm going to type it in here.
He's going to type it in.
248
248-528-1745.
528.
Victim
All right.
hotline, just put.
Yeah, and so again, lots of volunteer opportunities. We're still looking for day of event volunteers. We would love to have volunteers on a more consistent basis if you're interested in that. But also, let's say you're good with interacting with people and you want to go to a community event and raise awareness about MADD. We're also looking for that.
So, anytime they volunteer, it is volunteer hours if they're required
Sure,
for volunteer
yes, of
hours
course.
for school, for anything like that.
Internships.
The only thing that we ask is that it is not community service for if you did something wrong. It's like if that involved alcohol, because you will not be allowed to
Don't forget
volunteer.
an important thing.
What?
The walk starts at 9.
It's,
Registration
90
8:30.
Yep.
And it ends at 2 p.m. I realize
It's all
we
in
have
there.
not said that this entire
It's all in
No,
there.
good point.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, and it only goes till 2 o'clock, so you still have your whole afternoon. I get to come back to work, and so do you. So, but it's gonna, look at that. I'm falling over all over the place. So, so we need more volunteers. Because MADD is working off volunteers right now for the most part. We do have paid employees, but there's only how many?
6.
There's 6 paid employees in this entire state.
And a lot
in this
of it
entire
grandfathered.
state.
Oh, I like that. I've never
Okay,
seen that before.
so we've got 2 up in the UP, and we've got
Just
One
one.
on the Upper Peninsula, one on the west side of the state, 2 Tri-County
the other girl's
area,
a volunteer.
and Michelle's Tri-County
Yeah.
area. Well, her and I technically cover the
The
entire
whole
state.
area, right? And so, we need the volunteers. The volunteers are who make the difference. It is the volunteers who have dealt firsthand with this type of a situation that we need to be able to. I sat on the phone today with somebody who was having a hard time and just listened. But it takes somebody who knows what they are feeling. So I beg you, please contact Michelle, call the number, and volunteer. We need people.
We do. Thank you.
So Sue, victims, thank you, Michelle, for that. Because, Michelle, get a hold of her.
And if you have questions, just give me a call.
Yes.
No commitments. We can chat about it.
Yes. So, victim services. You've got describe how victims can contact MADD. We talked about that with support offered and mentioned. The victims group.
Yeah.
We just created a
Yeah,
whole
we
victims
just
group.
created a victims group on Facebook,
Yep.
probably within the last month.
Yep.
I don't know if there's a special password that is given to somebody to join that group.
No.
There's a couple
we
of
have
prompt
to.
questions.
There are prompt questions,
Okay.
meaning wanting to know if you have a MADD advocate, wanting to know if you are a victim or a survivor of it. It is not closed to everybody, so people can join it who have family members that were involved.
We're up to 12
So
members.
it's
I know,
the
it's growing. I'm
Yes.
happy.
the MADD National is for victims only.
Excuse me.
Ours are for victims and those who suffered some way from. And it's a safe place for victims to be able to go and explain.
Absolutely, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's only those victims that can understand each other. what
Absolutely.
they're going through.
And a majority of these people don't need this is what I would have done or this is how I would have
No,
handled it.
'cause-
They just need
No.
somebody to listen.
Talk it out.
Because
Yeah.
Get
their
resources.
loved one was taken blink of an eye. You know, they were not, they weren't up in age. They didn't have an illness. And like we always say at the Victim Impact Panel, it happens at a blink of an eye.
It does. And it changes the whole world. And it
Right.
doesn't just change, like, that crash that took my family did not just change my world. And it didn't just change my family's world, but the clients of my father's. I mean, 11 years later, she writes I'm still affected by this article. She was a journalist for the Muskegon Chronicle,
But
and
that was
she
also your
wrote it.
dad's bestie.
No, it wasn't. It was just a client, but he had her. No, that was somebody else. He had her the next day. He was supposed to do her hair the next day, and she got the call. So, and then 11 years later, she's still thinking about it, and that's just a client. So the domino effects, it splits the water because it goes both ways. It goes against the person who did it and against the people who were impacted by it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Because I always tell the story of Peter Zutter, the guy who killed my family. He had 2 twin daughters who were very little. He borrowed that car from his brother's Ford dealership.
Goodness.
So guess what happened to those Ford dealerships? Gone. So his actions didn't just affect me and my family, but his actions affected his family and their ability
Absolutely.
to feed their family.
Absolutely.
And so on 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 until it just starts to cover. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's almost mind-blowing.
Yes.
Right.
On how fast it can literally spread
Yeah.
like wildfire.
And when we lose somebody like that and the trauma is so overwhelming, sometimes just jumping onto the victim's Facebook group, just looking, not even typing, and just seeing all the people that were in their position, that they're not alone, is enough. It's gonna make me cry.
And again, if
Because sometimes just knowing that you're not alone in the situation is enough.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So
Nobody's alone.
it's incredible. What? Somebody else?
No, I said nobody's alone.
Oh. I'm like, oh,
Except for us, we're all alone right now.
so sometimes it takes
No
that.
one's
So
here.
jump on there, and that's what we're here for. That's what we're here
Yeah,
for.
that's what
You
we're
know.
here for.
So what else do we
And we
have?
don't charge the victims nothing.
yeah.
Oh, no.
Our services are free.
100%. And we do have each person when they contact, and this is an interesting situation. When you contact as a victim, MADD, first of all, MADD will not contact you at all. Will not initiate anything for a year, 2 years.
No, we can't contact them until after 2 weeks.
2 weeks, but they suggest that you don't participate
Participate in anything after a year.
until a year happens, and that's
Yeah.
because you got to learn how to live with the holes in your heart.
Right.
Because a lot of people are already being dragged through it over and over again during court, right? The last thing you need is to be dragged to continue that. You need to be able to start to learn to live with that.
Right.
And because we've had several people show up
We have to walk
from
pressure.
a month to a couple, less than a month, because I think that the one, well, I'm not going to say names because we haven't asked permission. So that's another thing. Matt will not talk about a family whatsoever, will not mention anything whatsoever about a family until there is permission given.
Yep.
Because that situation is yours and yours alone. And it's for you to decide who gets to speak about it.
Yes.
You know, you're talking about family, so. What else do we need to talk about? I talked about the Get Mad and Shopped event. See, I go through this and people are like, see, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I do. Other sponsors and donations?
Sue, do you have a list?
I have a list.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, were we going to talk about voting under?
Oh, goodness gracious.
Oh my God.
Okay, so
Babies are kicking.
they are. It was hurting. So, anything with a motor, you guys. Anything with a motor, be sober.
Yep.
Voting. We live in Michigan.
Yeah, voting is a big one.
I didn't think that.
You know, driving a snowmobile, a RV, a four-wheeler,
A tractor.
A bird.
tractor, a lawnmower.
You can still get a DUI.
You can still
Oh.
get a DUI.
A Segway.
Yeah, the birds.
Yep. No, the feet Segway.
Oh yeah, those go
If you,
fast.
well, first of all, if you can get on that drunk, I'd be impressed. Second of all,
honestly.
and maintain it. But you can get anything with a motor. So boating.
Voting. It is a little difficult for the deputies. Obviously, the sheriff's office oversees the lakes, and difficult for them to really observe somebody being under the influence. But they do have their little key eye out, and
They work with the Coast Guard, right? Somewhat,
No,
or they're trying.
not
The Coast Guard
really.
wants to.
I think there's been a little partnership. Or
Well, the Coast Guard
talk
has their
about-
own. They hit the international
Yeah,
waters.
the national,
And I
right.
know that the Coast
the
Guard
Great
in
Lakes, right?
Michigan have their own. What are they called? The people that do the drinking and drug enforcement out on the. They called them something.
DNR.
DNR.
Yeah.
No, they had a name for them.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like, they have names for everything. But they are the people who specialize in being able to see who's drunk.
There
And
there
tell
are
who's
some
drunk.
training programs to be able to
that training
identify
program?
better. Yes.
Well, they
Maybe
have
that's what you're
the
thinking
SFTs. They do, and
Yeah,
the
that's what I'm talking
you're
about.
talking about DREs.
DREs. Thank you. I couldn't think of it because I went
Yeah,
through I went through a
DREs.
doorway and forgot everything.
Yes, they have. Yeah. Well, they could still be trained in A-RIDE and then also the standard field sobriety testing.
Right.
But then with the DREs, that's drug recognition experts.
Okay.
So I mean, and they're more so for the crash sites,
Okay.
but they all kind of go hand in hand with all that training.
Right.
So, but really to have a good eye to scope those type of boaters out. Obviously, being out on the boat, because too, if you're drinking and you're on the water and it's sunny out, the sun intensifies the alcohol in
It
your
does.
system.
It does.
So
And
it's. I actually had a Allegan County sheriff. He had 5 BUIs.
oh, that you got.
That he got.
Yeah.
Yeah. That he. So.
BUIs, voting under the influence.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes we don't always think about boating and drinking and the dangers of that, but
Until it happens to you.
Yep.
And because we had Alex O'Day, who used to be our president, who still works with MADD, but is no longer the president because you only get it for 2 years, who actually lost a leg due to a boating accident right at what, 13?
13.
And right in front of her mother. Right in front of her mother, and the boat hit her on a jet ski. And she did everything right. She sat still because you don't move because you don't know where that boat's going, and that boat still hit her.
yeah.
And
She actually ended up underwater for 6 minutes.
yeah,
Oh goodness.
And she, and it was the propeller that cut her leg off.
yeah,
But to survive and not have any brain damage
no,
after 6
lovely
minutes.
lady too, by the way.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing lady.
So be careful when you're boating. And 2 did you knows real quick. One is, did you know that the majority of the crashes that happen within a bar town didn't come from your town? Those people came in to party in your
Your
town.
Right. They
Gotcha.
don't live in
So
the
they're
neighborhood.
not even people who live in your neighborhoods that are taking out your neighbors.
It was horrible.
The crashes. And then the second one, I apparently cannot think of more than one thing at a time.
Well, you're thinking, can I say one
Yes.
thing? So usually for a person driving under the influence, they will drive at least 70 to 80 times drunk before they get arrested the first time.
Wow.
Trust me, we
Yes.
asked that question in our VIPs. Every hand goes up. Actually, we don't even ask. I just
No,
say.
it's a survey.
I just say, and I will say it too, and it's on the survey, that I can guarantee you, and 1 in every 3 people who get busted for drinking and driving, or 2 of every 3 people who get busted for drinking and driving will end up getting busted again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, usually attendance at a victim impact panel, 25 people, 70% of them will be back.
70% of them will be back for a second offense. The other did you know is that, did you know that you can be in your car with your keys in your pocket, anywhere in your car, and you will still get an OUI?
Yes, that is a good thing to know.
That is,
Even if you don't
it
plan to
doesn't
drink,
matter.
you
Even
cannot
if you're in the
have.
backseat?
Even if you're in the back seat.
I've
How
heard
many
that
times-
even being in the trunk kind of can be a little bit of a gray
Well, if you're
area.
in the trunk, then apparently you're too drunk to even
Know your keys.
exist.
Your keys, not yourself. I actually thought you were talking about yourself.
Well, you have a better chance of not getting busted in the trunk because they'll just make the car empty. So, but yes, because how many times we've all been really drunk, right? I have. We've all been. You haven't. You've never been really drunk. So, we've all been really drunk at some point. How many of you have, and you guys have actually gone to bed drunk and woken up just slightly less drunk?
Yes, no,
That's why you get an OUI.
Sure,
Because if
you
you're
think you
that
sleep it off.
drunk that you think you can sleep it off, you're going to wake up buzzed.
For sure.
Which means you're going to drive home buzzed.
for sure.
Buzz driving, drunk driving.
Yep.
Absolutely.
You'll still get all
So
of those
there's your did you know
consequences.
that no matter where you are in that car, you're getting no UI. So,
Well, did you know
yes, tell me.
it takes 1 hour for one drink to get through your system?
On an average, yes. 1 hour per drink.
8 ounces of beer. It takes
Yep.
1 hour to go through your
And
system.
here's another did you know? 2 people alcohol affects them differently.
Of course, yeah.
One person who weighs 110 pounds drinking the same amount as somebody drinking 100 that is 220 pounds, guess what's going to happen to the 110 pound person?
They're going to be so much more schmammered than the person.
If they don't die from
Right,
alcohol
honestly.
poisoning.
Yeah.
Because your body weight matters when it comes to alcohol
And your height as well.
consumption.
Yep.
Your
You
height
know,
as well.
your body
Everyone's
weight
different.
matters.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
Just like
Metabolism.
Your
medications
metabolism.
can
Yep.
affect people
Also-
differently, so can alcohol and drugs.
Absolutely.
Did you know, and then we'll wrap it up, did you know that alcohol and marijuana and illegal drugs are not the only drugs that you can get an OUI under? Because if you take Ambien, which is a prescribed drug,
For sleep?
if you take any type of prescription drug that states on it that may be drowsy or whatever, and you get pulled over and you're drowsy, doesn't matter, you're getting no UI because
Yep.
it told you not to drive.
Absolutely.
There
Good thing
are
to remember,
Yep, and there are
definitely.
also some holistic over the counter and holistic medications that make you drowsy and can also pop you at OUI.
Ashwagandha is going to be one of those.
Yep. So be
Okay.
very careful because our bodies are our temples, people.
And, it's
And we
labeled as
destroy it on a daily basis.
Right.
We
Right,
don't
I
need to
thought of
destroy
that,
somebody
yeah.
else's.
And just because marijuana is legal, it's still illegal to drive under the influence.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
illegal to not be sober
Literally.
Yeah.
It's the easiest way
while
to put
driving.
it. It's the easiest way to put it.
I mean, we're already dealing with the people who are distracted by texting, eating, putting on
Makeup. Oh my goodness.
reading a book. The last thing we need to add to that is alcohol.
It was my
Right.
first time ever
I
driving
actually had
past
a
somebody
woman
on the expressway
who
that
I
was
would drive
texting
to
with
work
both
every
hands.
day.
Really?
And she'd be
Literally had
reading the
two
Bible
hands.
as she's driving. I'm thinking of all the things you're reading
Right.
Oh my
It's
god.
a lifesaver, huh?
Yeah.
while you're driving. So, anyways, but thank you guys so much. Was there anything else you wanted to say?
1 out of 3 people are affected by a drunk driving crash.
Yeah.
Wow.
Could we give a quick shout out to our sponsors?
Absolutely.
And
Well,
kind
I don't have all of them. I don't think
That's all right.
we have everything that we are hoping to get in.
Yeah, we do have some sponsorships that are still coming in. So forgive us if we don't mention them all. We will get you on our other social media platforms, definitely.
Yeah, so in-kind donations we received from Meyer store number 55. Chris Cruz is going to be our DJ. Bell Tire, Better Made Potato Chips. Jimmy John's Field donated baseball tickets. Little Caesar's Pizza. Cornerstone Financial, Official Driving School, Pepsi, Roland Machinery Company, which is all the way up at the Upper Peninsula,
That's amazing.
Awesome.
and Fraser and Swadine PC. They are a attorney firm, and Perna Team.
Yeah, Perna Team for EXP Realty. They
nice.
donated $500. So.
All right, and then, but not the last, but the most important, Time
Oh, and State Farm.
Thank you, Tyler.
And State
And State Farm, yes.
Oh, it's State Farm.
Yeah. So I will continue to do
That's
everything I
everything
can
I
to spread the word and on a positive basis to be smart when you're drinking. Be smart. We want you here tomorrow.
Literally.
And in-kind donations, so some of those are just like sunglasses that has somebody's business name, and we're going to be using those to hand out for goodie bags. So
Well, I gotta
let's say
tell
if
you.
you work at a business, you have some keychain, pens, we would love to have in-kind donations to be able to pass
Oh,
out.
for sure, for
to
sure.
Well,
our
that should be
participants.
easy to get because
Like,
they
yeah.
usually make
Yeah.
those. Yeah.
Right. We'll pass out your promos for you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I forgot what I was gonna say. So, it happens to me a lot lately. So, anyways, thank you, ladies, so much for joining us.
Thank you, Jason. We appreciate
What's
you
this?
so much. Oh,
We're not done yet, people.
we're not done. Hold
A lot
on.
of information, a lot of information.
August 16th through 17th. With Labor Day coming, and I know Labor Day because it's my birthday, you guys.
Happy early
Yeah, I'm
birthday.
gonna be 53.
All right, okay.
Yep. August 30th.
I knew that.
So anyways, Labor Day is coming. So we want August Labor Day. August is Labor Day. August and Labor Day is impaired driving month, week, 2 weeks.
It's a campaign. It's going to be drive sober or get pulled over,
Sure.
and ride sober or get pulled over. I got pulling over. I don't know about
I love that. Yeah, drive
But,
sober, get pulled over. If you feel different, you drive different.
Yep.
Honestly.
Great
If you-
point.
Yeah.
So the police will be out on the road
Yeah.
August 16th through September 4th.
They will be looking for impaired drivers. I love that. Drive if you feel different, you drive different.
Honestly.
Because we drive based on
Straightforward.
reflexes, and at 0.02 alcohol BAC level, your reflexes start to get impaired.
Yeah, even if you can't necessarily notice it at first, it is
No.
still
So
impairing you.
if you don't understand what I mean, have somebody pick up a ball and throw it at you. Your reflex is to grab it. Take a drink of what alcohol? Drink a cup of alcohol.
6 minutes later.
Within 6 minutes, 6 minutes later, after drinking that, have them throw it at you again and see
Again.
how quick you do it. Then drink 2 and do it. See how your reflexes start to diminish. So if, let's say, you have kids in the car or something like that, imagine your reflexes.
Honestly.
That's a good tool.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to drink, throw a ball at them. See how, and you know what I mean? See
How
fast your
active
reflexes
are you? Like,
If it hits you in the
okay.
face, guess what? You're not driving home.
No,
So anyways, thank you so much. Did we miss anything?
I don't think so.
No?
No,
Think we
but
covered up?
yeah, we thank you so much for being such a great sponsor.
Oh,
for
please.
us,
I will be the voice of those.
You'll be the voice for those who can't
Listen,
tell.
I
you
need to do
can't.
something to make my loud, obnoxious voice mean something.
He's doing great.
And so,
That's
This-
your family. Come on. And you're
it is.
my family.
Yes.
Don't you forget that, dude.
So don't think about, if you think about my family, if you think about, great, I hope so, but think about your family. Think about those in your circle and think about how it would feel if somebody just took them away. And it was completely preventable. So anyways, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. I look forward
Thank
to,
you, Jasmine.
there's
Oh,
I'm
great,
so glad you guys came today.
there are great things coming with MADD. Great things. And you want to be a part of it. So get a hold of Michelle for volunteering. Call the number. You'll get Sue. Sue will direct you in the right area. If you want to donate, go to the website. We can donate at MADD, Walk Like MADD, Detroit, 2020, 2015.
WalkLikeMad.org/Detroit.
Yeah. Does Grand Rapids have their own page too?
Yep.
Okay.
/Grand Rapids.
/Grand Rapids. That is going to be held downtown. I knew the name of the park, but I don't remember.
Heritage Park.
Park,
I believe
yes.
it's Heritage Park.
Heritage Park downtown. So I have several members of family that are watching right now that live in Muskegon. and always tell me, oh, that's too far to drive. Okay, well, guess what? Grand Rapids is not.
Honestly.
Yeah, Heritage Park is from the Southeast Michigan.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that.
Southwest, yeah. So, Grand Rapids is going to be at some park.
Yes, okay, so I'll put the
Rockford,
information
Michigan.
in. I'll put the information in our page and go down
In
there.
Rockford.
It's in Rockford?
Yeah.
Okay. I spent 3+ months of my life in Grand Rapids at Butterworth Hospital, recovering from a crash at 10 years old. All of you people who are my family, and I have a lot of you up there, came and visited me, came to my parents' funeral. I'm going to make you feel guilty. Go to the walk in Grand Rapids. Now I'm going to get a lot of calls.
Good. That's the point.
But I don't care. You know what? Go. Because I know how much you loved your Aunt Sherry, your Uncle Dean. I know how much you loved your cousins. So please, just go walk for them. Don't do it for me. Do it for them.
Period.
Yeah.
So thank you guys.
Thank you.
It's an honor to have you here. It really is.
Honestly.
I mean, Sue, you've been with Matt for a long time. So, and you just started, so welcome.
Thank you.
And not that long.
I've
I
been
see
here
you looking
12
at me.
years.
That's a long time. That's good. It means you're an
And
expert, right?
so, anyways, go ahead.
Make sure you guys give us your likes, comments, and subscribes. And honestly, if you guys are feeling a little bit heart-provoking today, why don't you let us know in the comments if you have...
Did we have questions? I didn't.
we did not. I've been checking
Okay.
this whole time. And let us know in the comments if you know anybody who has been affected by a drunk driver. Or why don't you let us know in the comments of a positive time where maybe you helped a friend out or maybe you helped a family member out to prevent something like this.
And the reason I have this show today, we are Time Warp Vintage. The word Time Warp, past, present, and future. Let's make a better future.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
all of these are going to be posted to our YouTube and Facebook accounts, but also to Threads as well.
Yeah.
YouTube will be up tomorrow, but this will be up as soon as we
Yeah.
end it. So feel free to go ahead and rewind if you would like to take advantage of those resources. That we talked
Also,
about previously.
this is also going live on MADD National Victims Group, as well as for my IMBD and the IMBD community. SAG members, vote for Brooke. Also, volunteer.
Absolutely.
Okay. What did they say? Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, you did. Shirley lost my niece to drunk driver.
So
Yes, you
sorry.
did.
Yeah.
And you will see her. She will be at the walk.
And we can't wait to see you
Yeah.
guys there.
So,
Absolutely.
anyway, Shirley, my heart goes out to you, as well as I can't wait to see you guys. And,
I can't wait to meet you.
you did meet her. She was at the walk 2 years ago.
Oh, that's 2 years ago.
I
See
know.
you
Now she already forgot. So,
see you soon, Shirley.
and if you just want to stop by the walk, there will be a table with MADD information, with flyers and stuff, so you can get those. If you just want to get those and go, get them and go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's gonna
But
be
if
lots
you
of-
come, you might get tickets to a game.
There's going to be lots of cool things going on, as well as a lot of informational things are going to be talked about and passed around as well. So, like I always tell you every Tuesday, be there, be square.
Thank you guys so
Want
much.
you around.
Literally.
Thank you guys so much. And next week we'll be talking. Oh no, you won't be here next
No, I'll
week.
be here.
Oh
I'll be
yes,
here.
you will.
I will be
next year. Next week we are
Tuesday.
talking about the '90s, the fabulous *90s. And remember, this Saturday is our first Saturday for Get Mad and Walk, huh?
Buggers.
Yeah. To get mad and walk, to get mad and shop. So come in. I did a event page. Please go to it. There's already hundreds of people on it. Come on in. Spend tons of money. Buy all sorts of things because a good 20% of whatever you buy will be going to MADD, Walk Like MADD this year, and we do it every year. So come see us.
Heck yeah.
Save a life.
Bye. See you
Bye,
next
you
Tuesday.
guys.
Actually, we'll see you at the walk, matter of
Yeah.
fact.
See you there.